Should ads makes us feel or should they make us think? It's one of the oldest debates in marketing. Should campaigns focus on rational appeals, the facts, the features, the benefits? Or should they focus on emotional appeals, the stories, the feelings, the humor, the fear, and the joy? Marketers argue about it all the time. But the truth is, we now have decades of data, case studies, and neuroscience that tells us which actually works. And the answer is not as simple as pick one. Hi, I'm Akanksha, and this is The Storyteller's Lens. So today, we are unpacking the psychology and the business impact behind emotional versus rational advertising. We'll look at the theories of persuasion, the evidence from global effectiveness studies, iconic case studies that prove the point, and the lessons every marketer can apply. And by the end, you will see why the best campaigns usually blend the two. So let's start with theory. In the 1980s, Petty and Cacioppo developed the elaboration likelihood model. It showed that persuasion can take two routes. The central route is rational, facts, logic, careful analysis. The peripheral route is emotional, cues, feelings, and heuristics. Which one dominates depends on how motivated and able the audience is to think deeply. Then came Daniel Kahneman's famous System 1 versus System 2 model. So, System 1 is fast, emotional, and intuitive. System 2 is slow, rational, and analytical. Most consumers' decisions are driven by System 1. We feel first and then justify later. That's why emotional appeals are so powerful in advertising. The IP in the UK, with researchers Les Binet and Peter Field, has studied hundreds of campaigns over decades. Their findings are clear. Emotional campaigns are roughly twice as effective for long term profit growth as rational campaigns. Rational or activation led ads, the ones that focus on price cuts, product specification, or urgency, work well in the short term. They drive immediate sales, but they fade quickly. Emotional campaigns, on the other hand, build memory structures. They create brand salience. Over time, they deliver higher margins and bigger profits because consumers are willing to pay more and are less sensitive to discounts. Neuromarketing studies back this up. Brain imaging shows that emotional ads trigger stronger memory encoding. Rational arguments help justify a purchase after the fact, but they rarely drive first time conversion on their own. Let's bring this to life with examples. So, on the emotional side, take Always Like a Girl campaign. It didn't focus on product features, it focused on empowerment, flipping a negative phrase into a positive. It drove over 90 million views and doubled the brand share among teens. Or look at John Louis in the UK. Their Christmas ads become cultural events. Emotional storytelling anchored the brand to the holiday season. Coca Cola has done the same for decades. Campaigns like Happiness Factory didn't talk about sugar content or product details. They sold joy and sales spiked. On the rational side, there are winners too. Volvo Trucks, live test series featuring Jean-Claude Van Damme during the splits, was actually rooted in a rational proof point: truck stability and engineering precision. Sales jumped by 31%. Dyson's advertising is unapologetically rational. Suction power, engineering, design. That messaging helps justify their premium price point. And Geico combines the two brilliantly. The rational benefit is simple: 15% savings, but it's wrapped in humor and memorable characters, making it both emotional and rational at once. So here's the impact in business terms. If your goal is short term conversion, a limited time offer, a direct response campaign, then rational appeals work best. They give people the reasons to act right now. But if your goal is long term brand equity, salience, loyalty, pricing, power, then emotional campaigns deliver far more. They are what makes a brand top of mind, even when people aren't in market. The best brands do both. They use emotion to build memory and identity, and rational proof to harvest demand when it matters. Of course, both approaches have risks. With emotional ads, there's a classic vampire effect. The ad is funny or moving, but people remember the joke or the story, not the brand. With rational ads, the risk is the opposite. They can feel bland, overly functional, and get lost in a sea of similar claims. And then there is a cultural context. What resonates emotionally in one market may not translate in another. A message that moves audience in the UK could fall flat in India or China. So what should marketers do? First, match the goal to the creative. If you are building long-term brand equity, lead with emotion. If you are driving short-term sales, lead with rational proof points. Second, blend the two whenever possible. The most effective campaigns often have an emotional hook with rational proof embedded. Nike inspires with stories of athletic greatness, but also highlights innovation in its products. Apple sells lifestyle and design, but pairs it with rational messaging around features and performance. Third, build memory first, justification later. Emotion captures attention and encodes memories. Rational proof gives people and their peers the reason they need to justify a choice. And finally, measure differently. Emotional campaigns should be measured on brand salience, share growth, and long term profit. Rational campaigns should be measured on cost per acquisition, basket size, and immediate ROI. So, emotional or rational? The answer is both. Emotional campaigns convert better in the long term, rational campaigns convert better in the short term. The real magic happens when you integrate them. Storytelling that makes you feel, paired with proof points that make you act. That's why the most successful brands, from Nike to Apple to Geico, never pick just one side. They speak to both the heart and the head. Hi, I'm Akanksha, and this is The Storyteller's Lens. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more deep dives into marketing psychology and brand strategy. And let me know in the comments, do you remember an ad because it made you feel something or because it gave you a reason to buy? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.